Koh Rong is Cambodia's largest island, and it is very popular amongst tourists and backpackers when they're traveling around Southeast Asia. So in this video, we're going to talk about 5 things that you need to know before you come to Koh Rong. Now, the first thing you need to know is that at the time of recording, you have to take a boat to get to Koh Rong, and you've got to take a boat from the Sihanoukville port. So you need to specifically get to this port here, the Speed Ferry Cambodia port. So you could fly into Phnom Penh and then take a bus from Phnom Penh to Sihanoukville. I did have a good experience with the bus company VET Express, VET Express. You get free coffee and tea on board. You can then take a Grab taxi using the Grab taxi application to go from the bus terminal to the pier. Also, instead of taking a bus to Sihanoukville, you can fly to Sihanoukville Airport, KOS Airport. You can fly from Phnom Penh and also Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Now, just to note, if you are flying into Sihanoukville Airport, it's very unlikely that you are going to be able to use the Grab taxi application to get a Grab taxi, just because it is quite far away from town and there aren't many drivers around. So you're probably going to have to get inside a taxi at the airport when you land at the airport. Make sure you agree a fair price with the driver before you get inside the driver. I don't really like to take taxis when I travel, but unfortunately this is one of those instances where you just have to take a normal regular taxi. And for me, the driver was fine and it was safe. Also, at the time of recording, an airport is actually being built on Koh Rong Island. So when you're watching this, perhaps the airport would have been complete. A lot of Chinese investment is going into Cambodia, and obviously there are pros and cons about all this investment coming in and the new airports being built in Cambodia. I remember having a conversation with one of my Grab taxi drivers about the disadvantages of all these new projects, how none of these projects are actually benefiting the local people. When you're on the island of Koh Rong, you will see all the new construction going on. So for better or for worse, Koh Rong very soon is going to have an airport on the island. So now moving on to the second thing that you need to know before you visit Koh Rong. So to book your ferry tickets to the island from Sihanoukville, you just need to get down to the Sihanoukville pier and you can book your tickets at this kiosk here. At the time of recording, a single ticket is $14 US and a return ticket is $25 US. Now you can also book the tickets online. You can go to www.islandspeedferry.com and you can book your tickets there too. Just a little warning, if you are going to book these ferry tickets online and print them off, just be aware that the departure times that you see are probably not going to be the real life departure time when you'll get in the boat. I can only speak on my 2 ferry journeys that I took, both my inbound and my outbound journeys. Both of them were at least 50 minutes late beyond the official departure time. So if you are on the island of Koh Rong and you need to get back to the mainland to catch a flight or something, do be aware that the ferry time you book is probably going to be late. So give yourself an hour, maybe even 2 hours of leeway, just in case that happens. And also, the guys on the boat do check the official departure time that is on your ticket to make sure that it matches up with the official departure time of that boat. Even if that boat is an hour or 2 hours late, they will check to make sure the times match up. So just a warning on that. Now, moving on to the third thing that you need to know before you come to visit Koh Rong, bit of a trivial one. You need to know that Koh Rong is not the same as Koh Rong San Loem. So this means that if you are intending to go to Koh Rong San Loem, it means that when you book your accommodation or when you book your ferry tickets, you need to make sure you can see that word San Loem, otherwise you're going to be going to the wrong island. Now, I did not go to Koh Rong San Loem, but from what I've read online, Koh Rong San Loem is a lot more peaceful, perhaps more naturally beautiful, better for couples perhaps. But speaking about the island that I went to, Koh Rong, you'll notice that there is some development going on, as I said before, about the new airport, new roads being built. Again, I can't speak on behalf of Koh Rong San Loem, but I would imagine that Koh Rong San Loem is maybe a little cleaner than Koh Rong, because I did notice that Koh Rong did have a lot of rubbish. You will see a lot of rubbish on the island. But regardless, as you see in these clips, you do have really nice water, really nice sand on Koh Rong, and also you'll notice a lot of Western European backpackers there. There is a big backpacking scene on the island. A lot of young people go to Koh Rong for the Festival party that happens every Saturday on Koh Rong. I didn't go, I'm probably getting a bit too old for that kind of thing, but if you are in your late teens, early 20s, that is something that a lot of backpackers do when they come to Cambodia. So now let's talk about the fourth thing that you need to know before you come to Koh Rong. You need to know that you should bring enough physical cash with you to cover your time on the island. Many places on the island will not be able to accept credit or debit debit card. Now, I believe that there is an ATM in the main village of Koh Rong that you can use to withdraw cash. If I am wrong, please do correct me in the comment section, but I do think there is an ATM. But I would just recommend taking enough cash with you from the mainland so that you don't need to take out any cash on the island. And also be aware that in Cambodia you can use two currencies, the US dollar or the Cambodian real. So on the island that is the same. In restaurants and bars you can use both currencies. And speaking of restaurants, there aren't too many options in my opinion, but I do have some recommendations. For local Cambodian food, I recommend this place, Maloop Cafe. It's family owned. The family are really lovely, so I definitely recommend going there. For international food, you can go to Sunny Turkish Kebab. It's owned by a Turkish guy and he's very sociable and friendly, so he'll probably come and speak to you. And also you can go to the Mexican just up the road too. And now finally, the fifth thing that you do need to know before you come to Koh Rong Island, and this is a little controversial, but do make sure that you come to the island in peak season from December to March. Now, I know that you will save money if you come during off season, but if you do come during off season, there is a chance of rain, and there is nothing worse than being on a tropical island when it's really raining and pouring hard. So when I was there in June, it was fine half of the time, but the other half of the time it was quite rainy and miserable. I mean, you should be okay for the weather during shoulder season as well, so November or April, May, that sort of time. But in the European summer months, I would not advise going, because if it is raining, it's just going to ruin your trip. Now, do let me know in the comment section if you have been to Koh Rong Island before. Let me know your opinions. Did you like the island? Would you return to the island? Or if you're planning to come here sometime soon, do let me know too if you have a trip booked to Cambodia and you're fitting in Koh Rong into your itinerary. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I'll be returning to Koh Rong. I just personally preferred mainland Cambodia, and also with all the development and construction going on Koh Rong and the new airport being built, I do think the island is going to lose its charm. I can't say this for certain because again, I didn't go here, but I do think if you're looking for a tropical paradise, perhaps Koh Rong San Loem would be a better option than Koh Rong. If you are backpacking around Southeast Asia for at least 6 months, you may as well come here because you definitely will have time to visit these islands. However, if you're on a 2-month itinerary or a 6-week itinerary, to be honest, I would not stress about fitting in these islands. I would focus on the mainland of Cambodia. Now, I do hope that you have enjoyed today's video and found it useful. If you have, do click the like button. It really does help out the video. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you get notified for all my latest videos. And also do subscribe to my channel for more travel content. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.